to form and digest and take care of like they normally would. And so now they just go in and do the surgery to open the fingers up. So lysosomes are important. They have those little digestive enzymes. Some other little vesicles, because that's what they're called, they have their membranes around them, okay? So they have a membrane, so we can have the ones that are lysosomes. We can also have ones that are termed peroxisomes. Does that make you think about any type of chemical we might see in peroxide? Okay. Do you know what peroxide is? What the chemical formula is? It's really cool.
H2O2.
H2O2. What kind of stuff do you use it for? Blood stains, okay. Do you know why it cleans them? Because when that water, that fluid, hits air, it gets oxygenated because of its formula, H2O2. Oxygen's a very good cleaner. That's why you see a lot of stuff oxygenated. They're talking about hydrogen peroxide.
Is that why it bubbles?
Mm-hmm. And people usually can like put it on cuts. Some people like use as a mouthwash because it's really good for the gums, that sort of thing. In the body, we can have these peroxisomes that when they encounter fatty acids and amino acids, they help to break them down. But the problem is, in the body, it gives off hydrogen peroxide. In the body, this is not great. It creates free radicals. Have you ever heard of that? Because it's H2O2, the body quickly works on it to get a water and just an oxygen molecule. Oxygen molecule by itself is a free radical, and it breaks up good things in the body. Yeah. We have some that are proteasomes. So once again, they're in their own little membrane. Protein complexes. They are enzymes that can help recycle proteins. So in the cell itself, proteins that need to get broken down, these help to break them down, help to break down those proteins. Mitochondria, within their structure, they have the ability to carry out cellular respiration. In the process of cellular respiration, we make ATP. Generates about 32 to 36 ATPs. They do have a double membrane. The membrane folds in on itself. That's termed cristae. In between is a matrix, a substance, okay? Liquidy type substance. Our bodies do nothing to either make or control what mitochondria do. They control their own number. They increase, they die off, they reproduce. Everything they do is on their own. They have their own DNA, and their DNA controls what they do. For us, we get ATP. We get cellular energy. We're going to find in the cell some structures They call it like 9-2, but they simply look like this round, huge tube of hollow tubes. And when we're looking at this, we're going to find it located usually near the nucleus, okay? And what this will do, it will help make microtubules, part of the cytoskeleton. However, when it comes time for the cell to duplicate, these also duplicate. And as that cell goes through mitosis, because they make these tubular type structures, that, and in the case of cell division, they make spindle fibers, because they'll duplicate and they'll pull to each side of the cell, and as they do, those products they make are kind of creating this structure of tubes through the cell. And it's very important to cell division, extremely important to cell division. The cytoskeleton can help make cilia. Their goal, be able to do this number. Like you see somebody, like, you know, like at a stadium and they do the wave, okay? And that's what it looks like it does all the way around the cell. And what it's doing is it's helping to move materials over the surface of the cell. Flagella, there's only one cell in the human that has this, and it's the sperm, and it works in a whip-like fashion so that it can propel the sperm forward. So flagella, usually there's only one per cell, and the way that it works, based on this tubular structure from the cytoskeleton, it will have the ability to propel the cell forward. In the case of creating microvilli, the goal is to have an extension and have the plasma membrane around it. This is important in the digestive system because that's where we need a lot of cell surface to absorb nutrients. So the microvilli are extremely important in the digestive system. This is a summary of the cell parts that we have and what we've talked about. As you can see, the plasma membrane took up the majority of, I guess, the presentation. Some of these parts we're going to come back to. Some you're just going to need to remember they're there. Okay? Now, I want you guys to work on these worksheets. You can work with, like if you have your lab partner or whatever. I want you to work on these because these are important for helping you study for your test. Okay? So we actually have quite a bit of time. So y'all should be able to get these done before you leave today. If you need to. Yeah.